How to manage the MBA Applications timelines. In this video, we would be covering the different intakes, the different application cycles, common mistakes by the applicants, and the correct approach. The different intakes to begin with. The fall intake, the program starts in August or September. Roughly 90% of the world's top 100 MBA programs have a fall intake. The spring intake, the program starts between January and March. Roughly 15% of the world's top 100 programs have a spring intake. And roughly 5% of the world's top 100 programs have a fall intake as well as a spring intake. Summer intake, the program starts between April and June. Roughly 5% of the world's top 100 MBA programs have a summer intake. This is mainly an Asian concept. Examples: ISB, Executive MBAs by IIMs. They have an April intake. And the Singaporean programs, NUS, Nanyang. They have a June intake. And some peculiar Western programs, such as the program by Texas A&M University, have a summer intake. The application cycles. Most schools have 2 to 4 application cycles. For the fall intake, the Round 1 deadlines are generally between September and December. A high concentration of deadlines is in October. That is when a lot of schools have their deadlines. Round 2 deadlines are between December and February. A high concentration is in the first half of January. And Round 3 deadlines are generally between February and May, with a high concentration in March. Round 3 deadlines are not ideal for international candidates. For spring intake, the Round 1 deadlines are generally between March and May. Round 2 deadlines are between June and August, and Round 3 deadlines are between September and November. Once again, Round 3 is not ideal for international candidates. A note on early decision round. This is a pre-Round 1 admission cycle by some schools. This has a binding admission plan. It means that if you apply in the early decision round and you are offered an admission, you must accept the offer, and you must withdraw your applications from all other schools that you may have applied to. Examples: Columbia, Tuck. They have an early decision round as well. The recommendation is that you must apply in the early decision round only if the school is your first choice. Next, common mistakes by the applicants. The biggest mistake is planning over-optimistically. Please understand that this entire process is quite subjective and creative in nature, and it does end up taking much longer than planned. So always have some buffers. Splitting the applications among rounds is never a good idea. Always apply to get admits. Have a portfolio of schools, some dream schools, some practical schools, and one safe school. Apply to all the schools together so that you get all the interview calls together, you get all the results together. You can compare all the admits and then take a well-informed decision. Also, please understand that the chances of selection in the earlier cycles are always a shade higher. So splitting the applications into multiple rounds is not advised for various reasons. Compromising on GMAT or applications for applying early. Yes, applying early has its advantage, but not at the cost of the GMAT score or the quality of applications. Something very important. We would suggest that do not take this entire application process as an obstacle in the path. Consider it an experience. There is so much that you can learn from this experience of applying to the Global B schools. This is one point in your career to retrospect over your life so far and contemplate over the times to come and write it all in an organized way. It's a very meaningful exercise. See it that way. The correct approach. The earlier you start your plan, the better it is. It is never too early to start the application process. Plan A should be to get done with GMAT before the 15th of August, work on the applications, and target the first round of applications. The deadlines are mostly in October and November. Have the interviews in the month of November. The results come by early December. Have a Merry Christmas. The program will start next year. Plan B would be to take the GMAT latest by the end of November, target the Round 2. Most of the deadlines are in January. Interviews would happen in February. The results will be out by March. The program will start in fall. For spring intake, the correct strategy would be that take the GMAT by the end of February, apply in the first cycle. The deadlines are generally in April and May. Interviews would happen in May and June. The results will be out by end of June, and the program will start in spring. Plan B is to take GMAT by 15th of May. Target the Round 2 deadlines, which are generally in June and July. Interviews would happen in July. The results would be out by August. The program would start in spring. For both the intakes, fall as well as spring, I have not discussed the Plan C, which is about targeting the third cycle. That should be avoided. This was the concept, friends. To get a strong grasp over the entire MBA applications process, please watch all the 20+ videos in this series. Thanks for watching.